All right, shalom, shalom.
Hey, shalom.
We're the brothers from GMS Atlanta, coming at you with another lesson. This is the brother
Shalom.
Nathaniel, and we want to start off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Fadash. Double homage to the elders and the apostles, great millstone who rule well. Peace and safety to the men out there pushing His word in truth and sincerity. And recently, Georgia has passed an abortion law. Okay, so if you read the law, if you read the bill, it's a very, and we'll read the summary, but it's very specific and it's very strict. It is like a very, very strict law, right? So, the Spirit had jumped on me to say, hey man, why are they passing a law? So, when these things was happening to Jake, and Jake was killing them, going to the abortion clinic left and right, the so-called white man didn't have no problem with it. But the reason why they passed the law so draconian, and it's going to eventually take over the whole state, all the United States, is because their numbers are dwindling, and one of the biggest causes is because of legal abortion. All right, so we wanted to start off with the quick scripture. If you want to grab that for me, Baba Kashaf.
Yeah, come on. This is this is Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7. It says, "And the Lord, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee."
You see, so all of those curses that the Lord, that Yahweh Shai had put on us, it's starting to reverse now. You got the opioid crisis. And remember, at one point in time, Jake was strung out on drugs like crazy, man. Jake's still on drugs, But at one time, it was primarily Jake. Jake was getting killed by crack, and all of these drugs that the so-called white man was pushing into our communities, He was the one doing that. And then, you get caught with a crack rock and you get 20 years. And the so-called white man, they got drug rehabilitation clinics that they've created for the so-called white man, But none of that's working,
Right.
You want to chime in on it out?
I was gonna wait for you to pull it up, but yeah, if I can just add to it, these Esau, the so-called white man, they actually coming up with all these things to keep the population going, and none of it's working, like the brother said. Another thing that they came up with was the white baby challenge, where it was basically these all these white women was challenging each other to basically start having more babies. And that didn't go anywhere. You really, it didn't really go past the news and YouTube. Nobody ever heard about it. And still, Esau has this particular mind frame where they all about money, power, and having fun. And when you start making babies and reproducing, it cuts a lot of that power and all of that down, because you have to spend put a lot of time towards that family and put a lot of time towards that baby, and a lot of money as well. And Esau all about their careers and finishing school, the vacations, paying off this, and once they do that, they try and settle down at the age of 45, get married, and try and have a baby at the age of 45 and 50.
After they women done been through 100, 200 different men, and then aborted like 50, 60 babies, but then they want to talk about Jake. So I have a little summary of the bill right here. I'm just going to read some of it. It says, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed a controversial legislation Tuesday that bans abortions in the state as soon as a heartbeat is detected, which typically occurs 6 weeks into the pregnancy, before many women even know they're pregnant, okay? And it says that at the signing ceremony, Kemp said it is grateful to those thought out Georgia who refused to be silent on the issue, who rejected the status quo, who believed, as I do, that every baby must have a right to life. All right. Now, this wasn't done for the purpose of them giving life to babies, man. This was done because their numbers are dwindling, and I'm about to get that real quick. So this is KFF.org, and this is a statistic that goes throughout every state, and shows you the ratio between the races of women that are getting abortions. All right, so in Alabama, you got 30% white women, 36% white women, and 60% black women. Alaska, you got 62% white women and 8% black women. Arkansas, you got 49% white women and 51% black women. You got Colorado, which has 67% white women and 9% black women. You got Delaware that has 51% white women and 43% black women. And you got Georgia that has 28% white women and 66 percent black women, because the so-called nigger woman going ham in Georgia right now. Hawaii, 28% white women, 4% black women. Idaho, 89% white women, 2% black women. And as you continue to go down the states, you start to see that the differentials between the percentages of black women and white women, the black women are starting to shrink down and the white women are starting to go up, okay? Because these curses, as said in Deuteronomy 28, are falling onto Esau, Edom, man. They falling onto you, and there's nothing you can do about it, man. You can bring out what you got.
Actually, let me get that in Psalms real quick. The book of Psalms, chapter 9, and verse 15, it says, "The heathen are sunken down in the pit that they made, in the net which they hid their own foot take." Let me start over. "The heathen are sunken down in the pit that they made, in the net which they hid is their own foot taken." And 16 says, "The Lord know by the judgment which he executed, the wicked is snared in the works of his own hands."
You see? So Esau, you were the one who created this drug epidemic for the so-called black man, Hispanic man, and now it's falling back on you. Right. You was the one who created eugenics through Margaret Sanger, putting Planned Parenthood in every single neighborhood, and now your women is falling prey to that. You was the one who liberated the women to try to separate the so-called black family, and now your women is doing everything that you wanted to happen in the black family, the so-called black family. So the same snares and traps that you set for us, now you falling on. You falling in that, right. Them traps that you set. And now you think that passing these laws is going to put a stop to it. No, it's not. It's already done, man. It's already set in motion.
Along with the suicide rate, the like you said, the drugs. Then Esau got this weird thing about going out and exploring and hang gliding and doing all this stuff. You got Esau dying from boat accidents, just all these weird, what am I trying to say? Basically, all these freak accidents they getting caught up in, and it's killing them. He slaughtered by wild animals.
I was just about to say that, how the dude went hunting, and got stomped by an elephant, and then some lions came over and ate him. You got mountain lions now moving in packs, because the whole world is turning against you, Esau, Edom. I got a quick one I want to bring out. This is Psalms 64 and 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves." Okay, all that see them shall flee away. And that word, that tongue, that goes more into just the how you telling on yourself, Esau. That also goes into your policies, man. The policies that you pass, the things that you put into motion to affect other races, those so-called races of people on this planet. It's now falling upon you. Okay. The same things that you decided, I'm gonna pass this policy to hinder them. I'm gonna pass this policy to hinder them so I can stay in control. You did that, and now those same policies that you passed are now hurting you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. It's already set into motion. It's the bounds have been set for you, and you cannot pass, man. You got something else?
Yeah, this is Obadiah, verse 2. It says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen; thou art greatly despised."
And that right there, that does not mean in stature. It also means in number.
In number.
You right now the heathen is looking at you like, man, who is this white man? Who is it? You putting all these sanctions on us? Who are you? We just gonna side with Russia. We gonna make alliances with Syria. Okay, that's what we gonna do. So they're not even. Your stature is shrinking. Your status is shrinking. You don't have the same status as you used to have. You don't have the nations don't fear you anymore. And on top of that, your numbers shrinking too. all across the world. These epidemics that are happening aren't just happening here in America. They're happening all over the world. You know, this opioid crisis is affecting so-called white people all over the world. This abortion crisis is affecting so-called white people all over the world, man. It's not just here in America. You know, you becoming greatly despised because your skirt has been being lifted.
Right. And if I can just kind of give you an example of the way Esau thinks, this Edomite woman came to me a few years back, probably about 10 years ago, and she told me whenever the children outnumber the parents, you have too many. Basically saying you shouldn't have no more than 2 children. Mm-hmm. But they having one child, and you know, with the type of work that I do, and you know the type of areas I go in, I see a lot of these Edomite children with birth defects, Down syndrome, and all kind of things wrong with them, retarded, and you know, and the parents, the child will be 10, and the mom will be like damn 60 years old. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, they screwing up themselves. They tearing themselves down in number by the things that they created to mess us, to tear up Jake.
Mm-hmm. I got another quick one right here. This is Psalms 149, and it says, "As for the head of those that can pass me about," the so-called white man, because you're on the top right now, it says, "Let the mischief of their own lips cover them." You see what I'm saying? The same things that you devise is what's covering you right now, man. You know? And the rest of the world's getting tired of you. And spiritually, the curses are coming back on you, man. Yep. Spiritually, the curses are covering you, and you're starting to see the effects of it. And you're trying to, oh, you know what? We have an opioid crisis. Instead of throwing them in jail, we're going to give them clinics. Oh, rehab. You know, rehab clinics, you know. But Jake get the book, you know. Oh, you know what? Our women are just having abortions like crazy. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to pass a law to stop them from being able to do that. Man, Esau, you finished, man. Okay? It's nothing that you can do about it anymore. Like, this is, you ever heard of the snowball effect? Okay? You got a little bitty snowball at the top of a snowball hill, and by the time you get to the bottom, it's a boulder. Yep. It's already rolling down that hill, Esau. There's nothing you can do about it to stop it, man. You know? You got anything else?
No, that's all I got.
All right, so you know, we just wanted to do a quick, a quick hit in regard to this new abortion law that Esau passed, trying to save his old skin. So you know, we gonna end it off there. So with that, we hope you brothers were edified by this, and with that, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, recoup. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, for well, peace, and safety to the men out there pushing the word and truth and sincerity. Till next time, brothers, shalom.